Hello everyone, I am Dr. Vasant Boraste from Department of Commerce at HM College Nasik. In the first video, we have already discussed about the syllabus and passing criteria of financial corporate accounting. However, in the last video, we have already discussed about the first chapter of corporate accounting, which is accounting standards and its introduction. In this video, I will discuss about the accounting standards which are in the syllabus of semester 3 of corporate accounting, a second year BCom. In the syllabus, there are four accounting standards, that is accounting standard 5, accounting standard 10, 14 and 21. In this video, we will discuss about the accounting standard number 5. So here is the accounting standard number 5. The name of this accounting standard is net profit or loss for the period, prior period items and changes in accounting policy. So here you can see the AS5, that is net profit or loss for the period, prior period items and changes in accounting policies. What is the applicability of accounting standard 5? You can see here the accounting standard 5 deals with the net profit or loss for the period, prior period items and changes in accounting policies. It is issued by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, that is known as ICAI. Accounting Standard 5 is applicable to all types of enterprises. That means each and every organization, it is applicable to each and every organization. What are the components of net profit? The net profit or loss for the period consists of two components, that is profit or loss from ordinary activities and second one is extraordinary items. So in Accounting Standard 5, there are certain objectives why this accounting standard is implemented. You can see here the first objective of AS5, that is to prescribe the classification and disclosure of certain items in the statement of profit and loss so that all the enterprises prepare the present such a statement on a uniform basis. It simply means that the statement whatever will be prepared by any organization, it should be a uniform and unique for everyone, which will be helpful for the organization, each and every organization and auditors. So increase the comparability of the financial statement, then requires classification and disclosure of extraordinary and prior items and the disclosure of certain items within profit or loss from ordinary activities. So these are the objectives of AS5. The last objective of AS5 is it also specifies the accounting treatment for changes in accounting estimates and disclosure to be made in the financial statement regarding changes in accounting policy. So with this objective, we have some disclosure under following categories, that is financial statements. First one is ordinary item, second one is extraordinary item, third one is prior period items, changes in accounting estimates and changes in accounting policies. So you can see here the financial statements and disclosure under categories. Further, the ordinary activities are there are certain activities which are undertaken by the enterprises as a part of its business and such related activities in which the enterprises engage in furtherance of incidental to or arising from these activities. These are some ordinary activities. With this, there are certain extraordinary activities. So extraordinary activities are income or expenses that arises from events or transactions that are clearly distinct from the ordinary activities of the enterprises and therefore are not expected to recur frequently or regularly. With this, there are certain prior period items. Prior period items are income or expenses which arise in the current period as a result of errors or omissions in the preparation of financial statements of one or more prior periods. So, by considering the prior period items, we have to think about the statements of financial statements of the organization. With this, there are some changes in accounting policies. That what is policies? Accounting policies are the specific accounting principles and methods which are applying with the principles and adopted by the enterprises in the preparation and presentation of the financial statements. After that, we have to discuss about the disclosure requirements. What are it? Is extraordinary items. What is that extraordinary items? The nature and amount of each extraordinary item should be separately disclosed in the statement of profit and loss in the manner that its impact on current profit or loss can be perceived. The ordinary items are when items of income and expenses from ordinary activities are of such nature or incidence that their disclosure is relevant to explain the performance of the enterprises for the period. The nature and amount of such items should be disclosed separately. So, with this, we can say that there are certain extraordinary items as well as ordinary items. The extraordinary items and ordinary items should be distinguished from each other. There are certain prior period items. What is that? The nature and amount of prior period items should be separately disclosed in the profit and loss statement in such a way that their impact on the current profit or loss can be perceived. So while disclosing or disclosure requirements as per the accounting standard 5, prior period items should be mentioned, that is current profit should be mentioned in the profit and loss statement. So which will be pursued the loss or whatever it may be. After that, there are certain accounting estimates. What is that? The nature and amount of change in accounting estimates which has a material effect in the current period or which is expected to have a material effect in the subsequent period. So it should be considered what kind of accounting estimate and what kind of material effect in the current period as well as the subsequent period. It should be disclosed in the financial statement, as well as if the effect cannot be quantified at that time, the fact should be disclosed. So these are some accounting estimates. After that, we have to consider about accounting policies. What is that? The effect of any change in accounting policies if material should be disclosed in the financial statement. As I earlier mentioned that if the effect is material, at that time it should be disclosed in the financial statement of the period quantifying the impact. That means the whatever impact of the accounting policies on your business, it should be reflected in your financial statement. Where the effect cannot be quantified, if the effect cannot be quantified at that time wholly or partly, the fact should be disclosed. As per the accounting policies and disclosure requirement, the fact should be disclosed. For example, here you can see ABC found in the year 2019-20, the inventory statement prepared on 31st March 2020 includes that an items of stock of rupees 15,515 twice. That means the stock is recorded repeatedly. How would you deal with this in the books of accounts? So the solution is that as per the accounting standard 5, an error of omission in the past period is considered as a prior period items, and hence it should be disclosed separately in the financial statement of the current year. As I earlier mentioned that you have to disclose the information which is prior period item, and it should be disclosed separately in the financial statement of the current year. So this is the solution for this example. There are certain solutions which may be there are certain examples like say for example the amount of provision of for doubtful debts at the end of each previous year was rupees 5 lakh, out of which debt rupees 3 lakh were realized during the year. This means the question is that uh, it simply means that the amount of debt was 5 lakh, however the 3 lakhs were realized during the year. So changes in accounting estimate, it is changed. That means the estimate was 5 lakh, sorry 5 lakh, but the actual realizing amount rupees were 3 lakh. That means changes in accounting estimate. Another example is there is suppose there is a sale of significant part of a plot of a land on which footing is situated. So this is an extraordinary item. Another example we can see write off huge debt of a major customer due for more than a year. So at that time we have to consider the various factors which are being useful as per the accounting standard number 5. So this is nothing but the accounting standard number 5. From exam point of view, there will be only theoretical part. There will be no practical part. In the next lecture, we will discuss about the accounting standard number 10, where we will see the practical problems and theoretical aspects of the accounting standard number 10. With this, I would like to say thank you. Thank you very much.